Hey friends, this is Pete with BananaHobby.com. Welcome to your Ask Pete webisode. What I've done is taken the questions that y'all have been posting on the YouTube channel and a few on Facebook, and I'm going to go ahead and answer them for you right here. And for y'all that don't know what Ask Pete webisodes are, by all means, when you watch this video, go ahead and think of any type of question you may have in regards to RC or cars, whatever it is, and go ahead and post them right underneath in the comment box, and I'll go ahead and compile the questions and then come out with another Ask Pete webisode when basically when we have enough questions. So let's jump right into this, and let's talk about some of the questions that did come in here. Again, some of these questions will have very a wide array of possible answers, so we'll try to narrow them down the best we can to give you just one solid answer. Or, maybe I'll ask you for some more details of exactly about what you guys are asking for. Let's go ahead and talk about question number 1. And it's coming in from YouTube, and the username is KGFlyer55. And he basically says, hi Pete, great videos. I'm getting back into the hobby after quite a few years. And I've been using the 2.4 gigahertz radios provided with the ready-to-fly planes I've purchased from Banana Hobby. I want to upgrade to a more programmable radio for flying bigger planes and quads. And what do I recommend? Thanks. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for that question. And let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. There are several radio companies out there on the market, and by all means, they all are very good radios. But I'm partial to a company called JR, and I think right now, for the best bang for the buck, look up the DX7, the Spectrum DX7, and they have a Spectrum DX8 as well. And those prices are very reasonable. And this right here has been my old trusty. I've been using this for just a long time now, and this is the JR9503. And this radio actually has a 50 model memory on it, so you can actually store up to 50 models on here. I have it just about all filled up. And the couple of things that I like about JR radios is the programmability, the ease of programmability. It's very simple. It's the database that is very user friendly, and you just pretty much hit one button and then you can scroll through all of your function list here. And the same applies to the Spectrum radios as well for the DX7 and the DX8. And you can go this route here with the JR9503, or JR actually has their own radio identity now, and they're all, I think there's like a 7-channel, 9-channel, and 11-channel. But again, you cannot go wrong with a JR system or a Spectrum system. And then second from that, I would probably pick Futaba. Futaba has great radios that are fully programmable as well in the Fast series. These are all DSM-2 and DSM-X compatible. So these are the types of receivers that will go with this. You're going to be looking at your basic 4-channel receivers up to 12-channel receiver. So again, JR9503 or Spectrum, great question. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question here. And it comes from SJLax2015. And he or she asks, I have flown the real flight simulator and an intermediate pilot. And I have the Cessna 500 class that you guys have at the Banana Hobby website. I was wondering what suggestions on what planes would be good for me to fly. Well, if you have that Cessna 500 from our website pretty down good with your controls and your orientation, you can move up to pretty much anything you would like. That plane flies, the Cessna flies extremely well, and it's an extremely well-built and good vehicle for you to actually move on. Yesterday, actually, I just filmed a review for 4-channel FMS Blitz RC Works F-16. You could definitely jump into something like that because their flight characters are so easy to take care of, and they fly so well. If you have the Cessna down pretty good to where you're very confident, you can move up to a Warbird, you can move up to any type of an EDF jet. I would stay within the 5-channel category just for now, just to get into it, because once you get into EDF jets, you have to keep in mind that there's no propeller in the front pulling the aircraft. There's actually an EDF jet fan unit that's pushing it from the back. So there's a little bit of a difference there. but the transition is very, very simple there. So, you know, check out the Warbirds if you like Warbirds, and check out the 4 to 5 channel EDF jets on our site, and those would be great. A10s are great to use as a transitional vehicle aircraft in there because they handle so well. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Comes in from Fonzie42 and asks, Pete, what are your preferred methods of knowledge about picking a power system for a plane? And how would you know what type of motor, ESC, or battery to use? Now, this question is very vast. There's a lot of possible answers. However, you know what I found that works the best so far is go off of the recommended motor size, battery size, and everything from the manufacturer. Every single manufacturer out there will give you a recommended size. And then from there, you can think about what you want to do with the airplane, if you want it to go faster, slower, better 3D performance, you know, things like that. And you always want to have a good balance between your motor, KV, of course, with your electronic speed control, and then with your battery. All three of those work hand in hand to be able to bring a good power and system balance to an airplane. So with that, I would say go with the recommended factory sizes, and then see what you want to do and see what you want to tweak from there. For example, if you have an EDF jet and it's a 70 millimeter and you want it to go, you know, 110 miles an hour or something like that, and the stock setup is a 4-cell setup, and now we know that we need to go to a higher cell rating and then change the motor KV, change possibly the fan out, change the ESC to have a good combination to have that jet do 100 miles an hour. So you want to find that. You've got to have a good balance, and you have to find your vehicle first, find the aircraft first, and then on that particular aircraft is where you're going to have to start thinking about, you know, what you want to do with it. So great question. The next one comes from Hillbilly Flyer, and basically asks, Pete, I purchased a 9116 double horse, and I have reversed my aileron and rudder, and I can't get them back to normal. Please, can you help? Okay, that one's very easy. The 9116 radio actually has an LCD screen. I unfortunately do not have one here to show you, but all you want to do is same thing, just like one of these radios. You want to go into the program menu and then find where it says channel reversing, and then go ahead and select your aileron and then reverse it to the opposite direction it is now, and then the rudder, and you'll be fine. And then just exit out of the program mode, and you should be okay. All right, let's see here. Next question comes from KKEP Dog 1 from YouTube, and this person asks, flight simulators that you can practice on the computer. A few options with a working radio that you can actually bind to an RC airplane or a helicopter and fly. And then how about some programs that are more realistic? Basically, this is talking about flight simulator. And then this person also did ask, since I talked about control throws, can you adjust them on the simulator too? And let's see, is there an ultimate choice in 1 or 2 setups? That portion I'm not too understanding what you're asking there, but the rest of it, let's just go ahead and talk about simulators. There are a few simulators on the market that are actually very good. And the ones that all the top pilots are flying out there pretty much is a program called Real Flight. And you can purchase Real Flight from several different places. Unfortunately, we don't carry it here at Banana Hobby, but that is the best simulator I know of. And then there's another simulator called Phoenix. Phoenix is very well it works good as well. And with the let's talk about Real Flight. Real Flight, you can alter your scenes, you can alter your airplanes, you can change your control throws, you can change airports, and Real Flight actually has a online database where it's called Knife Edge Swap Pages, and you can go there and you can actually take other people's airplanes that they've developed and made their own airplane, and you can actually download it and then upload it to your own simulator. So you can have just a ton of airplanes to fly. And Real Flight comes with the radio system. However, you can also use like a DX6i, or I believe a DX7 works as well. A few of the radios actually you can actually use it on the simulator and then actually use it on an airplane. But I actually don't really suggest that. If you're going to get a simulator, get a like real flight, just get their provided transmitter. It's running off of USB power there, and when you use one of your own radios here, ultimately you're putting wear and tear on your own radio, and you have it on and things like that. And then you could possibly mess up your settings to when you're flying a different airplane, one of your real airplanes. So I suggest always just to get the simulator with the transmitter controller in it. Again, go with real flight. Real flight is really good. I don't have much time to jump on the simulator, but I still have an old school real flight simulator. I think I'm at real flight 4.0 or something like that, but it still works good. All right. Okay. Here's one that I'm going to move on to a later on episode, probably a dedicated episode. Dwight, KUH1 asks, please discuss props, diameter versus pitch, etc. That is a huge portion there. I cannot give you a definite answer. That all depends on your airplane, your setup. It goes back to your motor, all that stuff once again. So I'm going to use that one as a dedicated episode later on and talk about it. I'll bring out various prop sizes and talk about pitch versus diameter and the benefits of that, which and what. But however, having said that, you have to have a good balance between your diameter and pitch. Otherwise, you're not going to get the power that your ultimate efficiency and power that you're looking for in flying an airplane. All right, so I only got a couple of questions left here, and they came from Facebook. And Lowell Jackling asks, hi Pete, do you recommend an onboard beeper to let you know when your flight battery is low? It depends on which airplane you're going to be using it on. I actually use one on my hexacopter because, okay, having said that part, I think that is the most inexpensive way to save your airplane and to not overdraw your lipos. What Lowe is asking is there are these units, and they're onboard LED, and then there's a beeper in it, and it's extremely loud. And all you're going to do is you buy one of these and you plug it into the balance port of the lipo that's on the airplane. And then it depends on which one you buy. Once your voltage level reaches a certain level where it's going to be too low, it emits a really loud beep, and the LED on there flashes as well. And that tells you, when you need to come down. But the general rule of thumb is once you've flown the airplane a couple of times, get a voltage reading so you know how long you can fly for. And if you are flying a computer radio, we all use timers. I have timers set for every single airplane that I fly in here, every single jet, every single helicopter. Like right now, I have it set for one of my helicopters. I only have a 3-minute, 30-second flight window there before I know that my type of flying is going to drain that radio. So always set your timers. But these little beeping alarms for LiPo, they're LiPo alarms. You can't beat the inexpensive cost that they are, and definitely if you want to put one on board, it's great because you can audibly hear it. It works well because if you're flying something from us that's ready to fly that doesn't have a timer on it, then you actually know, you hear that beep, you know that you need to come down and land right away before you drain the battery too far down. Cool, good question. And we got one more, and it comes in from Bobby Iafrate, and his question is, how do you set up the gyro on the mini F-22 Raptor? And he says that he can't seem to figure it out. And somebody actually posted a reply on YouTube, which I will actually post a link for you. I did a video for the mini 50mm backpack jets on the F-35, and I was pretty extensive with how to actually mount that gyro and what plugs going into where. So please check out that video. I posted the link for you right underneath here, and go ahead and take a look and see if that answers your question. If it doesn't, pop back up and ask me, whatever you got to ask, and I'll see if I can answer for you on the next webisode. Again, my name is Pete. Thank you all for joining me once again. These are Ask Pete webisodes. Think of what you want to ask. Post them all in the comment box right underneath here, and I'll compile these questions and I'll answer them on YouTube for y'all. Thanks again for checking this out, and we'll see you next time on the next Ask Pete webisode.